Hello there and welcome to a bonus episode of the Green Living Chat podcast. And this is a bit of my conversation with Michael Rather, who is the founder of Industry 5.0, and Kaprhál, who is the Innovation and Marketing Manager, Smurfit Kappa, which is a sustainable packaging industry across the globe. In this discussion, we dig a little deep into recycling and how we can make recycling more effective using Smurfit's model. Let's get into this episode. I just want to go back into the first question that I asked. That, Michael, I would like to hear your thoughts on this. What do you generally think about the packaging industry right now? And what are some of the loopholes and what are the things that we can learn from Smurfit?
One of the issues is that we have learned, or the industry has learned, that if you have a certificate on the wall, you are sustainable. That's not true. You pay for the certificate, you buy it, and generally you lie yourself that you are sustainable. So the first point to understand is certificate does not make anyone sustainable. No matter whether it's called SDG goal, whether it's called ISO 4000, 14,000, whatever, it doesn't matter. Certificate on the wall is nothing in a matter of sustainability, just additionally cost. If we understand this, if the industries understand this, and including the packaging industry, the next step should be to understand that even less can mean more, which means if you produce less pieces, but you sell it more expensive, your profit will be higher. It's very simple. But the people do not understand, because before they follow only more is better, more is more profitable. But in fact, more means more waste, more cost, more, and at the end, more damage. So these two principles, if they will be understood, and this is exactly what Smurfit Kappa does. Usually, I do not ask the client what he wants because of the professional blindness of the certificates on the wall. No, I came there, I use my eyes to see, and I use the rich experience and the contacts with you, with Smurfit Kappa, with children in school, with students, with a huge amount of people, combined with my experience, and I deliver a solution which nobody asked for. And this is exactly what the packaging industry should understand as a global. And last thing, sorting is not recycling. That's important. Throwing something in a garbage bin of the right color does not mean I am recycling. And this is very important. At the moment, it looks like, because the waste industry teach us this, if you ask on a conference with 1,000 people who recycling, everybody raise their hands up. They are lying, sorry, they are just sorting. Almost nobody is recycling. And to have the closed loops, not just of one company, but of many industries together, because it will reduce the cost. I'm a logistician, so I'm speaking about this experience. We will be able to really even reduce the cost of the recyclable to put it in the system, and maybe we will balance it very soon with the new material with a positive impact additionally. Because Smurfit Kappa has their own forest. They will never cut it to zero, because then they will have no forest. That's so simple. So the ownership of all these is very important. And I am happy that the first trials already keep the producer ownership behind. Not nameless, no. Every single piece in the ocean has its name on it. Its brand, Coca-Cola, whatever, it is their brand. It's very easy to find out who was behind, if you would like to hear it. So this, from my point of view, yes, packaging industry can change, same as all the others, but they have to understand these very simple principles, which I mentioned.
I fully agree. These principles are very simple, and I think the basic is maybe not to approach them or to apply them businesses as industries, but as individuals, because every single person, every single inhabitant of the earth has to behave sustainable. And in this way, I would say the sorting, and I agree with your opinion, Michael, but the sorting is the first step, and we can't go to the second step without incorporate or without getting the first step, the sorting, into our veins. And if the society can't sort, they they have no material to recycle. So we have to teach the public. We, maybe as a paper industry, maybe as a packaging industry, maybe as a governments, we need to teach people first to sort, and the sorting systems should be easy to understand. I just one short mention about the bioplastics. I believe in bioplastics, but we are not there yet. And the bioplastics in the current status quo, they would just add some additional stream or streams into the sorting system. It will be rather difficult for the customers for the end users to define which kind of plastics they have in their hands right now. So bioplastics, yes, let's develop them, but they are not ready now. So I skip them.
It is important to teach the people, and in Europe and in many continents, we have teach the people to sort already. But the issue is that the waste companies, waste industry, does not utilize it correctly, but they just increase their profit because we made their work, their job, and we even paid for our job. And this is the issue which I see in my journey, that people can do, they prove they can do, they are willing to do. But the waste industry, instead of recycling, just resell. Without consideration what will happen at the end, they just go for price, the best price. This is why you see on the collection, waste collection places, they are waiting for the best price. There are huge holes, huge hills full of waste, and they do not put it in a stream. They just wait for the best price. And that's generally the biggest loop or the biggest hole in the system at the moment, that people learned how to, but somebody who should be responsible for it didn't do their work correctly. This is why, from my point of view, we have to change the legislation. Do not call recycling if I just collect and sell or press it. That's not recycling. What is doing Kappa is recycling. What are doing many other companies is recycling, but not the waste industry. They are just collecting the waste and maybe adding some small top like pressing or crashing, and that's all. The rest they sell, but this is,
As you said, we have the benefit that we have the closed loop, intercompany loop. We doesn't have to wait for better price. We just sell it to ourselves for a normal price, let's say, because we have to. We are forced to sell it to ourselves because of the business rules, but it's not about business. It's not about businesses. It's about the governments, as you said. They have to set the legislation in a way that no matter what the cost is, they have to sell, and they will sell the material, and the loop will be again closed, and the material flow will be constant, continual.
it has to be streamed up. This is one thing. And the second, if we stream it up, even the price will be better. So it's very simple. It's all generally, it's all about logistics, which sounds crazy, but it is so, because if we make it really streamlined or lean, we can call it, or whatever, it doesn't matter, then it will be right. And the governments has to support it. Unfortunately, at the moment, many governments are governed or paid by the waste industries because this is the third most profitable one. So why should they care? I can say it. I didn't take a single penny out of any government. So I can be this way. And even the waste industry does not like my work, but it is my work. I have only one aim, and I'm very happy, both of you. The work which you do really help to make the world wasteless. because I do not want to work and live, and my children live with a face mask every single day. That will be wrong.
In this way, I think we are on the same page, because we all know that this change is needed. And I think, and I strongly believe, that even the society, as a people living on the planet, are now switching that. Yes, we know the change is needed, and the governments, they just have to catch up. They have to catch up and rework the legislation and follow the trend. And the trend is not just kind of modern for 1, 2, 3 years. No, this will cause a change in the mindset of all the people, the new customers of the customers. So it's not about government. Any government will say, "Oh yeah, we will wait 1, 2, 3, 5 years, and this will be over." No, this will be still here, and we have to react. The governments have to react. The law systems have to react.
I am very happy to hear that, because it's exactly the way we have waited for too long that somebody will solve the issue for us. But at the moment, we have to be the people itself has to be the force which push the governments. I'm not a communist, but generally it has to be the people who force, and we see it. Even Greta, which stand at the beginning of this, let's call it global movement, no matter what, if right now and so on, but she cannot be resisted. I am too old, I am guy, I am white, so why anybody should listen to me? But she was too young, she was ill, she was student not going to school. So that was great. And I do believe that even the millions of people who strike every Friday finally recognize that striking for strike does not make any change. It will generate just another strike. But if they take the future, if they don't ask, make our future better, but if they do their future better, that will change. And this is exactly what Jan says, what you says, David. So that's exactly, we have to deliver this speech as we talk to the people. They have to understand, because many don't see it. And what is the difference between man and company? Almost nothing. A company is 1,000 men. That's the difference. So if we change
46,000 in Smurfit Kappa.
46,000 people change mindset, which means multiplied by 3 are the families, multiplied by 10 are the friends. And this is why Industry 5.0 aim the industries and the companies, because it's not just one individual. Every single one is important, but one company, for me, it's a huge number of people who are connected. We are speaking right now from Czech Republic to Ghana to China generally. So 3 of us can influence a huge number of companies and people to do it. And that's exactly the way how it's done. We have nothing to hide. We just would like to share our knowledge.
This is the reason why Smurfit Kappa does what it does. So it's the company that is trying to doing their best in a field they operate. We are making packaging solutions, helping our customers, and we try to do it in the best way possible. So without using single-use materials, saving raw resources, while we clever use the material to use less of the material to deliver more. Like we use in a smart way the papers, the layers in the corrugated, because we precisely know what they are capable of. And to switching the papers, we are with the same material, by just switching papers, we gain more performance. So we can deliver a box which is stronger. We can deliver a box which is less volume, because we know how to pack the products, whether to make large box or narrow box or high box. This is our know-how. So this is what we do as a company to support our customers. But we know it's about what we are doing as individuals. So we, with our Better Planet Packaging initiative, and it's shame on me I haven't mentioned it yet, which is exactly the goal of Better Planet Packaging is to reduce the packaging waste. That's so simple. And based on the BPP, we already 2 years ago, we had in all our facilities a kind of project. BPP starts with me. Sounds great, but it works great. We ask all our employees to come up with ideas, common ones, even wild ones, how to make things and processes more sustainable. And we have, in one plant, we had 100 ideas. And imagine we have 355 plants all over the world. So the amount of ideas was enormous. And in every single plant, top of these ideas were implemented. So it was so simple, like, for example, just few of them. When we were sampling products, like prototyping of the boxes, sending to the customer to check them and try them on their machines, whatever, we were bundling them with foil, like 10 boxes, foil them. And we said, well, guys, we have a lot of paper behind in the corrugating hall. Why not to bundle them in paper? It's so simple. Yes. But not only designers, also guys in the warehouse. Like he said, we are putting, for some customers, we are putting the wooden tops on the pallets. And these tops are getting back to our factory in some time. But the specific customer is bundling or stripping these wooden tops with a stripe. And the second step is they are foiling it. Please tell the customer that the foil is not needed, because the first step before we put it in the warehouse again, we have to unfoil it, and the foil has no effect, no benefit. So we just called the customer and told them, dear customer, please do not foil it because we don't need it and we will save foil. Oh, wow, great. Another from the laboratory, the lab technician told us, every week we have to work out, let's say, 200 reports from the BCT testing, ECT testing, weighting of the material, whatever, and report it to the customer. And we have to send it in paper form. Why not to deliver it just in PDF? Dear customer, would it be possible? Oh, yes, we haven't thought about that. So these simple ideas, like replace the plastic bottles for glass bottles or for water fountains, remove the coffee machine with the capsules for the coffee machine that just melts the coffee beans. These are so simple, and they begins in as individuals. I have an idea, so I will share it. We can discuss it, and whether it's a bad one or a brilliant one, we will decide whether it's and how it's incorporatable into the process. Very simple.
The great about it is that if you try it, what will happen? So if you do not succeed, there will be the old style. But if you do it the right way, you generally start to change the world. And this is why the 6R methodology and so on. This is exactly, you involve yourself in the system. You can come home and say to your child, I am starting to save the world because I did this. And your children will see it with very different eyes. And that's exactly the point. Let's touch the world. Don't make it virtual, as many try at the moment, say the future is digital. No, I do not want to be digitalized myself to be happy. I would like to eat the bread, the physical bread, because there is no bread in digital world which I can eat. So as the water, I cannot drink there. And I know there is a lot of referring to water reduction in Smurfit Kappa, and so many across all the segments. And this is exactly because the cleaning lady sees different options than the technician, than the engineer, but if we put it together, if we make something like the environment Jan right now described, That's the point. This is why you make the library. This is why we are doing all together. Because together we will take this one rope and we will have it. If we do not, spread out and there is no impact at the end.
Thank you, Jan, so much for all these inputs. And I think that your company is a very good example for others to follow, because we can still do it. You're showing physically that this thing is possible. And this is also in line with what Michael and our team are all preaching, that definitely we can keep this whole system in a simple loop, right? And I like the strategies and the things that you guys have put in place to make sure that everything stays within the loop and it keeps working. And I love these examples that you gave from the technicians, and it means that we are daily thinking about ways to recognize, to reduce, to really realize that what can we do with the waste that we are producing. It's very nice that it means that everyone is involved in the company to make sure that we reach the goal of, keeping everything within the loop. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Green Living Chat. Our goal here is to discuss emerging environmental issues and challenges and find possible solutions to educate the public. So why don't you get in touch with us on all our social media platforms at Kamath Solutions, or visit our website www.kamathsolutions.com, and we'll be excited to hear from you and engage with you. Consider giving us a star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast. See you on the next episode. Until then, live green.